In this video, I'm bringing you the top 5 DPS Warframes in the game that shred Steel Path. There are people that still struggle in Steel Path, and these frames may help you ease into it. Some require a bit of investment but still dominate nonetheless. And all the frames that will be showcased do not require to aim. Perfect for the Warframe community. And for the normies that want to aim, just go play Destiny 2. You know what? Never mind. What's good, folks? It's KnightmareFrame here with a new Warframe video. Today's all about DPS that use your Warframe's abilities to wipe out enemies, and some even enhance and take your weapons to the next level. For those looking for builds, I will provide links to separate videos for the Warframes showcased here. Check the cards on the top right corner or the links in the description. If I showed everything, the video will be way too long. But before I begin, a quick word from... Hey, what are you doing in my video? Can you please go back where you came from?
Hey, what about my world?
Aren't you from some, kids game?
That is not true. Hero Wars has vibrant graphics, cool gameplay, and a user-friendly interface.
Alright, let's give it a try.
Yeah, tell them more about it.
In Hero Wars, everyone can find a character to suit themselves. We have cyborgs, aliens, vampires, even furries. You won't be disappointed. I've been playing for 2 weeks now, but only unlocked a third. I'll unlock Chaba next. He's an awesome tank who literally devours his enemies. But Celeste is the real S tier. She can switch between a DPS dark form and a healer light form, which makes her useful in any situation. Besides, check out this sexy outfit that dropped for her. There is no equal to Hero Wars. You're gonna play it on the subway, at lectures, or even while playing something else. It's very easy to start playing, but assembling a perfect team of heroes is an art in itself. For example, Moja the Shaman can't heal Darkstar the Elf as efficiently as the good Grandma Martha can, while the Slow Cleaver makes a great pair with the Swift Isaac. Hero Wars is a world of 6 unique modes, more than 300 Guild Wars servers, and 100 million players. You can play alone or see who among you and your friends is the top dog. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Here's a question for you. Where can you get 30,000 coins, 600 emeralds, and 5 awesome heroes to start dominating in Hero Wars right away? Too slow! The answer is in the link in the description down below. Download and play Hero Wars today. Alright, without further ado, here at number 5, Mirage. She is a Warframe that manipulates light. Along that, she is all about dealing damage with weapons and abilities as the damage is influenced by your light surroundings. She's able to create holographic clones of herself that are able to distribute a portion of your weapon's total damage to each clone to simulate a unique form of multi-shot. The clones also aid in survivability as they can confuse enemies as you move. She also has an ability to grant your weapons a final damage multiplier that has a very high damage ceiling. However, it can be hindered by your light surroundings. Her final ability has you summon a large disco ball which flies off and shoots rays of light that deal damage over time. With an augment, you're able to carry this ball of light and take it wherever you go, making sure you control who you want to be killed. The damage does scale if you're under brighter lights. She's one of the frames that needs a lot of investment and potentially may require more than one copy of the frame because she needs to have different polarities to min-max all of her builds, and her animations are quite slow and require as much casting speed as you can dump on her. The build showcases using her 4th ability to nuke Steel Path, and the helmet of choice is down to you as it's a flexible loadout and is able to kill without needing a helmet. However, you can further boost this damage with an AoE armor strip, damage buff like Roar or Breach Surge. Alright, at number 4, a frame that new players can get their hands on and immediately feel powerful, and that is Mesa, the Gunslinger. She's a frame that wields Akimbo Exalted pistols that are more focused on raw damage and crits. With these weapons, she can lock onto enemies within the area and mow them down. A great frame as well for new players getting into Lich hunts. And not to mention, she has 2 amazing survivability tools that can aid your average or new player. A gun jamming and stunning aura that can be shared with your teammates, and has an augment that releases a blind burst after every 6 kills or assisted kills for additional crowd control. A shield that reduces damage damage from all projectiles, so if and when an enemy isn't stunned or dead, ends up shooting you, they deal less damage to you. The build showcases using a helmet ability called Zata's Whisper for more damage and additional survivability. It can be replaced with Roar or Eclipse, it's down to you and your playstyle. And now at number 3, giving you even better scaling and damage, we have Zaku, the Broken Warframe. A Warframe made up of different Warframes, so we don't know who they are, but, you know, it's just lore, you know? Zaku is the spooky, scary skeleton, but with some nifty tools. Zaku has one of the best and unique damage buffs called Zata's Whisper that has your weapons deal more damage. Applies an additional hit, which is a separate instance of damage that scales from your weapons damage, mods, and power strength. An ability to rip guns from enemies and use them as your own. And since these guns are ripped from enemies, they scale with enemy level and power strength. Ability to remove enemies' defenses, meaning armor and shields, in a selected area, so your stolen guns can do even more damage. And the final ability grants you additional survivability and utility. It pauses the duration of all Zaku's core abilities and deals AoE damage that has no line of sight requirements upon cast. In the showcase, I'm using Terrify, that's an AoE armor strip that requires less power strength than his own armor strip and can be used as he moves, which makes Zaku more of a mobile turret, basically a more versatile DPS that doesn't need to use weapons. You can replace either his first or third ability with Terrify. Keeping the third ability can be used to armor and shield strip acolytes, so you don't have to use your equipped weapons on them. And now, a Giga Chad that nukes everything around her, while crowd controlling enemies and giving you bonus loot at the same time, because that's what Warframe's all about, loot. Korra at number 2. She uses her first ability, which is a pseudo-exalted whip that scales off Warframe mods, arcanes, and mods on your equipped melee weapon. So you're just using the melee weapon as a vessel to mod an ability to determine its damage output. This ability will take on any elemental mod combination you mod for, and even bleed enemies with a slash build that can scale really high into Steel Path. An augment for the whip ability that grants 350% base damage, and since it's a melee, it can also build up combo, and the weapon scales from combo counter, giving it a 3.75 times final damage multiplier at max combo. A dome that yoinks enemies and exposes them to all incoming damage, synergizing with her whip to distribute your damage to every single enemy caught in the dome. And this dome has an augment. Enemies who are captured and die in the dome drop extra loot, an additional crowd control ability that incapacitates enemies and drags in more enemies, while also having your whip deal 2 times the damage to them. You can use any helmet ability for the build showcased. Do go check out my guide for her for even more information. And now, the absolute unit of a Warframe, the true alchemist of elemental damage. That's right, Lavos. Saryn, the Warframe that completely destroys whatever content she's placed in. The queen of DPS. If you want scaling damage, mass armor strip, weapon damage buff, and crazy damage over time with amazing ability synergy, then look no further. With just one ability, you can strip the armor of an entire room while dealing damage over time and have the damage ramp up and scale if managed right. And an ability that cleanses you of status effects, draws away enemy fire, increases your movement speed while also dealing AoE damage, and can be cast without interrupting the flow of your gameplay and movement. Oh boy, but wait, there's more. A weapon damage buff that has your weapon deal bonus elemental damage, which is a separate instance of damage counting as an additional hit that scales with power strength, your weapon's damage, and equipped mods, while also triple dipping in damage, and this also synergizes with her first ability for even more damage. Oh my god. And then finally, a mass AoE damage that has you deal more damage to enemies affected by your first ability, while also stunning them and have them take damage over time. What's going on here? That's a lot of damage. An amazing Warframe that requires minimal investment and deals a lot of damage and synergizes with a lot of weaponry. Good lord. Seriously, if you want to know more about Saryn, I have a bunch of videos for her. Alright folks, this is my top 5 DPS Warframes to destroy Steel Path. I would like to know what Warframes you recommend to people looking for an amazing DPS Warframe. Anyway, this has been it from me. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more, and as always, peace.